Happy Friday, everybody. Chapter 5. I grabbed Charlie's collar, petted him, tried to calm him down, but he jerked out of my grasp. He barked even louder. I reached for his collar again and tugged him toward me. His nails scraped the floor as he pulled away. The more I tugged on his collar, the harder Charlie fought. He swung his head sharply from side to side and started to growl. "Easy, boy," I said softly. "Easy." Nothing worked. Finally, Clark helped me drag Charlie into the living room, where he started to settle down. "What do you think is wrong with him?" Clark asked as he stroked the dog's head. "I don't know." I stared down at Charlie. Restless now, he turned in circles. Then he sat, then turned in circles, again and again. I just don't get it. He's never done that before. Ever. Clark and I decided to wait in the living room with Charlie while Mom and Dad finished eating. We weren't hungry anymore. "How's that dog of yours?" Grandpa came in and sat down next to us. He ran his wrinkled fingers through his thinning gray hair. "Better," Clark answered, pushing his glasses up. "Pet her?" Grandpa hollered. "Sure. You think that will help?" After dinner, Mom, Dad, Grandma, and Grandpa talked and talked about practically everything that had happened since they last saw each other 8 years ago. Clark and I were bored. Really bored. "Can we, watch television?" Clark finally asked. "Oh, sorry, dear," Grandma apologized. "We don't have a television." Clark glowered at me. Glowered? What does that word mean? I gotta look it up later. Anyway, Clark glowered at me as if it were my fault. "Why don't you call Arnold?" I suggested. "Arnold is the biggest nerd in the neighborhood and Clark's best friend. Remind him to pick up your new comic." "Okay," Clark grumbled. Where's the phone?" "In town." Grandpa smiled weakly. "We don't know many people still alive. Doesn't pay to have a phone. Mr. Donner at the general store, he takes messages for us." "Haven't seen Donner all week, though," Grandpa added. "Our car broke down. Should be fixed soon. Any day now." No television, no phone, no car, in the middle of a swamp. This time it was my turn to glower at Mom and Dad. I put on my angriest face. I was sure they were going to take us to Atlanta with them now. Absolutely sure. Dad glanced at Mom. He opened his mouth to speak. Then he turned toward me and shrugged an apology. "Guess it's time for bed." Grandpa checked his watch. "You two have to get an early start," he said to Mom and Dad. "Tomorrow you're going to have so much fun," Grandma assured Clark and me. "Yes, indeed," Grandpa agreed. "This big old house is great to explore. You'll have a real adventure." "And I'm going to bake my famous rhubarb pie," Grandma exclaimed. "You kids can help me. You'll love it. It's so sweet, your teeth will fall out after one bite." I heard Clark gulp. I groaned loudly. Mom and Dad ignored us. They said goodnight and goodbye. They were leaving real early in the morning, probably before we got up. We followed Grandma up the dark, creaky old steps and down a long, winding hall to our rooms on the second floor. Clark's room was right next to mine. I didn't have a chance to see what it looked like. After Clark went in, Grandma quickly ushered me to my room. My room. My gloomy room. I set my suitcase down next to the bed and glanced around. The room was nearly as big as a gym, and it didn't have a single window. The only light came from a dim yellow bulb and a small lamp next to the bed. A handmade rug covered the floor, worn thin in spots. Its rings of color were dingy with age. A warped wooden dresser sat against the wall opposite the bed. It leaned to one side. The drawers hung out. A bed, a lamp, a dresser. Only 3 pieces of furniture in this huge, windowless room. Even the walls were bare. Not a single picture covered the dreary gray paint. I sat down on the bed. I leaned against the bars of the iron headboard. I ran my fingers over the blanket. Scratchy wool. Scratchy wool that smelled of mothballs. No way I'm going to use that blanket, I said out loud. No way. But I knew I would. The room was cold and damp, and I began to shiver. I quickly changed into my pajamas and pulled the smelly blanket over me. I twisted and turned, trying to get comfortable on the lumpy mattress. I stared up at the ceiling and listened to the night sounds of the creepy old house, strange creaking noises that echoed through the old walls. Then I heard the howls, frightening animal howls on the other side of the wall, the sad howls from the swamp. I sat up. Were they coming from Clark's room?